Friday, Gauchos, and welcome back to your weekly episode of UCSB TV. I'm Maddie Whalen, UCSB TV producer. For the past couple of weeks, there's been one thing on every UCSB student's mind: Munger Hall. From in-class discussions, to petitions circulating social media, to protests happening on campus, the concept of Munger has a hold on everyone. So for this episode, we're going to take a deep dive into the topic. Events anchor Pricila will explain to us how the City of Goleta is actually suing UCSB for this dorm. And news anchor Alexandra will report to us from the proposed construction site to share some details from a recent student protest. Let's get it started with Pricila.
Thanks, Maddie. Hi, Gauchos. My name is Pricila Flores, and I come bearing the news I'm sure you have seen plastered on people's Instagram stories. UCSB is getting sued by the City of Goleta. The fact that UCSB has failed to follow a 2010 settlement agreement and Munger Hall, the infamous proposal for student housing garnering national media coverage, the City of Goleta announced their lawsuit against UCSB. According to NewsHawk, the City Council contends that the university has failed to follow the 2010 Long-Range Development Plan Mitigation Implementation and Settlement Agreement. This settlement pact included the agreement to build housing to offset the growth in enrollment. So UCSB's solution to this was to build Munger Hall. In addition, UCSB also went over the agreed enrollment number of 25,000 and admitted 26,000 students for the 2021 school year. The agreement says that UCSB enrollment should not exceed 25,000 students. This agreement is important not just for the students, but also for the city workers who live in Goleta. Limited housing has forced students to look for accommodations outside of Isla Vista and into Goleta. This decreases supply and increases the cost for Goleta's working population. This lawsuit almost feels like an unexpected divorce from a couple who you thought were completely in love. According to statements given to NewsHawk by the Goleta City Mayor, she is disappointed in the situation because, quote, the City of Goleta has always had a good relationship with UCSB, end quote. In addition, UCSB is, quote, deeply disappointed that the City of Goleta felt it necessary to resort to divisive litigation that forces both parties to spend public funds in this manner, end quote. This lawsuit will be holding UCSB accountable for their actions and will hopefully foster some positive resolutions. More updates to come as things are finally starting to move forward. Thank you for listening and keep advocating for yourselves. I'll see you next time. UCSB TV, Pricila Flores. Now to you, Alexandra.
Thanks, Pricila. Alexandra Goldberg, news anchor here with UCSB TV. And today we are on site at the proposed construction area of Munger Hall. And if you haven't heard of Munger Hall, it's the windowless 11-story residence hall that is said to house about 5,000 students. And there's been a lot of controversy over this building, so let's hear from some students today.
Hey, hey! Hotel students have got to stay! Ho, ho!
On Friday, November 5th, hundreds of students gathered on the library steps in solidarity with those affected by the housing crisis. Speakers passionately rallied up momentum from the crowd through chants, speeches, and support, and the attention was focused on protesting against the December 15th eviction for students in temporary hotel housing, forcing students to pack their bags with almost nowhere to go at the end of fall quarter after being placed in various Goleta hotels at the beginning of the school year.
They've had an entire year to plan, and they screwed it up. I have to live in the hotel. I have to worry every day where I'm gonna live.
Then, speakers addressed Munger Hall, designed by 97-year-old billionaire Charles Munger, who donated $200 million to the project.
You attend the shell of a public university that has been hollowed out by decades of neoliberalism.
Munger Hall seemed to be a catch-all solution to the 2010 Long-Range Development Plan that promised to cap UCSB enrollment at 25,000 students and accommodate housing for all additional students. Though Munger Hall is ambitious to fix the housing crisis with his mega dorm plan, the building goes as far as virtual windows for nearly 94% of residents, according to LA Times.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of UCSB TV, where in this segment we looked at all things Munger Hall. With UCSB TV, I'm your news anchor, Alexandra Goldberg. Back to you, Maddie.
Thanks, Alexandra. Who knows what'll end up happening with Munger Hall, but we hope today's episode gave you a little insight to the community's hesitation about this super dorm solution for the housing crisis. Tune in next week for our very last episode of the quarter. In the meantime, study hard and stay safe, Gauchos. I'm Maddie Whalen, UCSB TV.